Howdy, Possum Patty here, and what's the journal play for today? I have these items on my desk, and Linda D over at Linda's Mixed Up Mess came up with an idea, and it will be perfect for these things that have just been sitting here for quite a while now. So come on along. Okay, I had finished up one box of these, it's called Zinc, Zero Ink photo paper for my Canon Mini Ivy printer. And I cut it into what sort of looks like a journal cover. And I said, and I put that aside. And then I was working on a page, and this came off. I was working on my trashy, that's right. I put a chocolate wrapper in my trashy, and this was on the wrapper, and I said, isn't that cute? It's such a tiny, tiny elephant. That's got to go into something. And then from one of my Happy Mails, and I don't know why they're still sitting on my table, were these really pretty, colorful envelopes, and I thought, well, maybe these would make some pages, so I left them there. And then I was watching Linda D, and she came up with the idea to do a mini collage book. And I'm like, well, that would be perfect. I got a cover, I got colorful pages, and I already have something to put in there. So when I'm working on my projects and I wind up with a little tiny scrap, I could just go ahead and paste it right into this mini book. So I started folding these envelopes to see if they would make pages, and do I want to make the cover a little bit smaller, or do I want to add some little larger pages? So I'm going to look around and see what other kinds of scraps I have sitting here and figure out, this is not very big, maybe 2 signatures. I know Linda makes her minis very chunky, and they just sit open like a piece of art like that. So I can get 2 in there. Okay, I went through my leftover swap and glue pile, and I have a lot of papers and some envelopes and things that I could add. And this is part of a Happy Mail envelope, and I am going to reinforce the spine because this is where it's glued together. So that might come apart at some point. Am I going to cover the front? I may collage the front. That would be a great idea. I could cover this with something and collage the front as well, and the inside of the cover. And I came in here to put some things away. I took the bucket of Christmas things downstairs, and I thought I'd get that done. And then I had to rearrange a couple of things, and while I was doing that, I came across the envelope and this little cover, and I don't know, I just sat down and started thinking about it. Was not the plan for today. I have to do my watercolor from Susan Fenmore Cooper and my slow stitch journal and some regular journaling, and that was all the journaling plans of the day. But instead of putting these things away, because like I said, they've been sitting on the table, I started playing with them. Inspired by Linda. Okay, that'll keep the spine pretty sturdy. These envelopes are made out of Tyvek. That's pretty strong stuff. Guess I used some of this Dollar Tree Beacon poster board glue to glue it down. pretty strong glue. I am creasing in the corners. So an easy way to start a mini journal is just to take a little box of packaging, something you're getting ready to throw out. And sorry, this was already done like this and sitting there. Just cut off the top, the bottom, and one side, and you've got a journal ready to go. Something in there, and I don't know what that is. Big blob of something. Big blob of something. All right, press it back down. So I need to cover the outside and the inside. And this is part of a swap and glue. And look at all these penguins. Wouldn't that be cute? I like this because this is nice heavy paper. A lot of book, not book pages, but magazine pages are kind of thin. And this is really nice paper. I could just cut something out about that size and glue that down. This to be a good background. I could always put something at the ooh. Ooh, look at the art. Look at the art. Now how would I get the guy in the front? Ooh, I want this guy in the front. Alright, so I'm going to cut this. So I've got that guy doing art in, is this Paris? Yeah, here's a Moulin Rouge. So this is Paris. I'm going to get this guy doing art in Paris on the cover and maybe put these on the back. So something, I'll make sure I get the guy. And I'm going to start by cutting it here. Do I want to fold it over the edge? I could, but then that means I'll have to cover the inside first. Oh, I could put the penguins on the inside. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So now I need a piece to go on the back. Yeah, it's dangerous to come in the craft room and start cleaning. Because you're kind of like, well, if I could just put this together, I can get it off the table. I don't know here. Let's see. Is this going to be big enough? I think this will be just big enough. All right, so before I glue this down, I want to do the inside. And I'll put the penguins on the inside. About like that. Should I go all the way across? Sure, why not? Put one piece on the inside. I would have done one piece on the outside, but I wanted that guy on the front. I should have chose another color so I could see it. If you hold it a certain way in the light, that helps. I'm going to go ahead and use this poster board glue, which is not the best stuff for book pages. But I found a lot of things don't stick to this Tyvek. And we'll see what happens there. If this doesn't work, I'll use something else. Not worried about it. So penguin's going down this way. I folded it in the middle there. Because you're always going to get a wrinkle where you fold it. Not too bad, not too bad. It's a little overlapping. I'm going to trim that off. So it's not in the way when I put the front on. So that's the inside. And I'm not going to bother with overlapping the top and the bottom. I'm just going to overlap the sides. And this guy's going to go on first. And this bottle is almost empty. Do I have more? Yeah, I got more. I forgot to, whoops, I forgot to look for this last time. I was at the Dollar Tree. I guess I need to make a trip. Another trip to the new Dollar Tree. It's a $1.25 tree. Okay, I'm going to glue this down. Probably will be using glue stick once this gets going. Okay, now it wants to pop up. It was laying down so nicely before. That's because it's bent. A little art book. Okay, keep going, keep going. Got a lot of things to do today. But as you can tell, if I don't get something done, it just doesn't get done. I do it when I can. Now the idea of this is going to be to just kind of sit here, and when I have a little bit like that little tiny stamp that, where did it go? Oh, here it is. This, that just kind of floats around the table. It's over there, it's over there, it's over there. I'm just going to stick it right here. Make a collage. Collage book. Okay, do I want to put the back on first? I should have put the back on first. Then I gotta make 2 signatures, I think, or 3. I don't know how Linda gets so many signatures in one little tiny book, but she does. Yeah, I saved all the scraps from my old swap and glues. I did a swap and glue for a couple months there. Okay, we're almost there, almost there. Every once in a while I take a piece of sandpaper and I clean the glue off of my scissors. Okay, I'm trimming it now because I got to fold it over. I made a few little minis before, but I gave them to my sisters last year, I think it was. Okay, that is it. Simple cover done. Reinforced with Tyvek. Decorated inside and out. That didn't take too long. Okay, now I have to make some signature decisions. So I will do that and come right back. Did you miss me? I'm back. I ran outside. I had to do something before it starts to rain again. And I sewed in 2 signatures, but I made holes for 3. And how I do that is I make a little template, and if you want 3 signatures, you fold it in half and in half again, and that gives you 3 lines. And then I started at the bottom and went up 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inches, and marked the place for 3 holes. I used my pokey tool. Put holes in the spine, and then I put holes in the signatures, and for the signatures I went with one of the envelopes, magazine page, another envelope, another magazine page. But with the envelopes, I cut them at the top so I can make little cards, so I can collage on both sides and then make a card to put in there and collage on both sides of the cards. And I did line everything up with the bottom because I like things poking out the top. Especially if there's a pocket, I can make the cards a little bit taller. You can line it up in the middle or from the top. It does not matter. Do it any way you want to. Alright, I sewed in the first 2 off camera because I wasn't really sure how it would go with this little tiny book. I thought maybe there would be lots of wailing and gnashing of teeth, but there really wasn't. So now I'm going to try and do one on camera. Zooming in just a little bit. Can't go too far. How about there? Okay, I'm going to take 4 lengths. 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't need that much of embroidery floss, and this is that pretty variegated floss I got the other day on clearance. And somewhere's a needle. There it is. I use tapestry needles because they're not pointy, and you don't need pointy because you've already made holes with the pokey tool, and they have a nice big eye. Haha, that makes it easy to thread. I could go get my threader, but that works fine. Okay, just doing the simple pamphlet stitch means you start in the middle and poke it through the middle hole and leave enough for dangling. And then I go down to the bottom and through the bottom hole of the little signature there. And then you go to the top hole. And down back to the middle. Okay, tighten everything up. Make sure your stitches on the outside are nice and tight. Okay, you want one piece of the thread on one side and the other piece of the thread on the other side. Cat just jumped on my shoulder. Pull that tight, take off the needle. Put it right there for now. And the first knot, take off the paper clips. They always get in my way. I think that's tight. Yeah. These kind of signatures are always easy to undo and do again if they get too tight. I mean, if they get too loose. Cat just jumped off. That's 2, and this is 3 for good luck. And then I've cut them a little bit, like that, and put the extra thread in this little bag. I don't know what I'm saving it for, but I'm sure somebody has an idea for that. Put my needle back in here so I don't lose it. And this is just my little bookbinding kit. I got some wax thread in there, some templates. Mr. Possum gave me this pokey tool holder foamy thing because he thinks I'm going to poke myself. Well, it's a pokey tool. Put my needles in there. I don't need this anymore. And there is my little book. Get some stuff out of the way here. It's so little I have to zoom in. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Linda, for this idea. And I'm going to sit this right here, maybe on the window ledge, so I can just grab it and stick little tiny things in here. And the first thing that's going in is this little tiny elephant stamp. That I cut off some chocolate that my sister gave me for my birthday. And this is black and white. And there's going to be no order, rhyme, or reason to anything in this book. I could put it on black and white. I could put it on white. I thought that was cute. Little briefs, LOL. I think I'm just going to stick him right down here. Makes him look like he's in the rainforest. And let's see. Put the paper away. Now I got to take it back out. Let's see if that'll stay in with some glue stick. And that is it. That is it. My mini collage book. I'm going to link Linda's channel below. And you can go and visit her channel and take a gander at her little minis and her idea for doing this. And I just want to wish everybody happy mini journaling. Is that a thing? Mini junk journaling. Happy mini junk journaling. Bye-bye.